Look at that, look, it actually fits in the boot with those wheels on. It is actually the perfect day to go the entire way in on the longboard, and I would have done if we weren't going to an escape room thing after work as like a team building kind of thing. I don't know what time I'm going to leave today, so I want to be longboarding back, because it's not very nice in the dark, as I experienced last time I did it. I don't want to be longboarding back at like 8:30 at night or something like that, you know. It's really bright at like 6:30, that's fine, but I can't guarantee it. So I thought I'd come here, could longboard to and from the park and ride without the bus, because the bus stops running at a certain time. And then tomorrow, touch wood, it's gonna be nice and dry. Also, I didn't wake up last night. My sleep pattern's gonna be fucked because of this and stuff, so not worth it. Wait till next week. God damn it, I just want to be productive. I'm gonna create a list of things I want to do. This is my goal now. I'm gonna create a list of things I want to do, and I'm going to categorise them into things I'm going to do overnight and things I'm going to tinker on my laptop. And I'm going to start chipping off some of the things I need to do but aren't as important on my laptop at home when we're watching TV and shit like that. So that's my plan of attack. I'm having a bit of a midlife crisis. I'm having a crisis of identity. It's, I think, how I've phrased it before. To be honest with you, the main difference with these wheels is that you actually have to be a little bit more careful about where you go, and that's not like a slam at these wheels, it's an appreciation of how good the other ones are, because the other wheels are essentially like go anywhere, doesn't matter about bumps, doesn't matter about grass or dirt or anything. But like these, I just went over some, like, you know, like the little knobbles they put on the pavement for blind people, things like that. You got to be a little bit more careful about things like that you just didn't think about before, you know? But they are so much faster and they roll so much easier. You barely even have to hold the accelerator down once you're at speed. It's awesome. I even have the belt tension slightly higher than I think I should, so it doesn't even roll as well as I think it can, or get as high speed as I think it can. I might loosen it. My logic was that it might loosen over time a little bit, but I'll see. There's a couple of places where there were like bumps in the road that previously I didn't even know they were there. And I'm just like, oh, that's pretty fucking bumpy. Again, it's something you get used to over time, but just in comparison to the other wheels, it's pretty obvious. It's pretty out there, you know. Otherwise, today was pretty productive. Meetings in the morning, and then we were just like smashing through some work and stuff. And then I come back. I was pretty late back. We went to an escape rooms in Bath, which was actually really good fun. It's kind of like a flat. Like literally like a flat that you walk around instead of just one room with a load of puzzles in it, which was really interesting. And I think we did it as well. We had 4 hints, but I think the first hint was basically lost because you have to ask for help. And we asked for something, and it's like sequential. We didn't know what to ask for because we didn't know what the next thing was. And we asked to ask for basically like, we asked for help on a specific thing, and they were like, oh, that's the last thing. You don't want help on that yet. We're like, oh. Cheers. Because we asked for 4 things, we got a 5-minute time penalty, and that bumped us over the time. God damn. So that was annoying, but otherwise, good fun. Generally good fun. And then came back here, had a late dinner, and just watched The Sinner with Laura. I've been trying to generate. I don't know if I said this out loud to you. I probably have. I'm trying to generate a list of things that I can do on my laptop. And then on Atlas, so that when I have like my 3 or 4 hours a night programming, I can have like my 3 or 4 hours a night programming, but then I can actually like start to utilise time while we're watching TV to do other things which are important, but are difficult to justify taking time out of a 4-hour good, valuable chunk of time that I get to do programming. So there's that. I dipped out of my sleeping pattern today because I knew I was going to miss I missed a load of naps moving up into today, and then I missed out on the nap this evening, but I'm thinking about waking up at 2 again and just being like straight back into it. It's quite like an abstract list of things I'm trying to generate a list of, because there's like weird orders. There's like a logical order that I need to do it in, but then there's like a process order, but it's basically all inspired by the book that I'm writing at the moment. Reading at the moment. And I think it's going to be worth it in the long run, because I'm essentially going, well, there's no point doing this until I've got this. I'm like, well, having this doesn't do anything until I've got that, really. I'm trying to kind of like, the whole chicken and egg thing, I'm trying to like nurture both at the same time. And then by the time the egg hatches into another chicken, that chicken potentially could already be laying me more eggs. You get me? So that's quite an abstract thing to like try and map out in my head, because there's some dependencies, some things that I can't do yet until I've done this bit, but then there's like 4 different things. Like, what's the most important thing? Because I still want to do it like in order of priority, because obviously in theory I could do things that are less important on my project in that time as well. So I need to try and find time to do those other things. But yeah, spin some more plates in it. Lol. Identity crisis. I'm in a midlife crisis, boys. Tomorrow I think it's going to be dry enough to go on the old longboard, which is going to be good. However, something which I'm a bit annoyed about is my back brake light. I've lost one of the rubber things that held it on. Yeah, I only have one of them now, so I don't have a way of attaching this to the back of my... It's literally like just shook it, and then the rubber like thingy, because it's a bit like a watch strap that just like elasticates into place. So that's annoying. But tomorrow, touch wood, we'll be able to go the whole way. We'll be able to have a nice good think about this list order as well in that time frame too, because it's going to be a nice long relaxing longboarding. I'm really looking forward to it. My commute is going to be awesome. Also had a nosebleed this evening, which was fun. Don't have them very often, if at all. Look at this! Living the dream in the countryside, 20 mile an hour. Woo! Yeah, boy. It took me about 45 minutes to get to the park and ride, which is about what you do in the car. Also, though, I'm not really pushing it because I'm like testing the battery, so I don't want to run out. And I've done it, well, I'm not there yet, but I'm going to do it in under an hour. This, I do wish I could do it on the all-terrain wheels. It is a bit of a, these are a lot less comfortable, it's got to be said, but I mean, it's pretty fucking good fun. So now then, on the way back is the real test. It's more uphill. I'm in less of a rush, but it's more uphill, so we'll see how long it takes us. So on the way down, I was doing fast. You can't hear me. On the way down, I was doing fast at about like 50% throttle. On the way back, I'm gonna go eco at full throttle, which is actually, I'm surprised to notice, is faster. So I'm gonna try this. We'll see if this uses more or less battery. It's all a bit of an experiment. I'll definitely make it back. I just don't want to like use all of my battery too early, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, fam? It's gotta be. There's not a lot better than this in life, boys. You need to buy one of these if you haven't got one. I'm effectively just going down here, full throttle, dancing, living the goddamn dream. Eco is 100% the way to go. I'm going faster and using less battery, and it's uphill. Oh, I keep going on about it, I know, but it's also really nice not to be in a car, you know? I do feel a little bit bad overtaking cyclists, because they're trying so hard, and I'm really not. Door to door, on the way in, 55 minutes. Took me 55 minutes, 14.1 miles. Happy days. On the way back, I was in fast. I was trying to average. I was in fast mode, controlling the speed. I was driving. I was trying to average around 16 miles per hour. On the way back, I was in eco and just held it down most of the way. I think there's a couple of places where I had to go to fast to either overtake people or go up hills, but mostly eco held down, which was like most of the time 18 miles an hour. Every now and again, depending on like the gradient, it would drop to like 16 or 20, depending if it's a bit downhill. And bearing in mind on the way back, it's mostly uphill. So I got back here with more battery than I got to work with, and I did it 10 minutes quicker. 10 minutes, 45 minutes door to door, takes the car at least an hour. I leave at 5, get back here between 6 and 10 past 6, usually. Today, left at 20 past, got back at 5 past. It's just so much fun. Like, you're not worrying about traffic, you're not worrying about buses, you're just there, headphones on, chilling, relaxing, going along, listening to music, breathing in the air, breathing in and getting hit in the eyes by flies, but breathing in the air. So much. It's the best commute I've had in a bloody long time. God damn. This beast is awesome. It's just so much fun. Like, you're not worrying about traffic, you're not worrying about buses, you're just there, headphones on, chilling, relaxing, going along, listening to music, breathing in the air, breathing in and getting hit in the eyes by flies, but breathing in the air. So much. It's the best commute I've had in a bloody long time. God damn. This beast. Is awesome. I'm back, waiting for Laura, and then we're gonna have some dinner. I'm just gonna chill. It's the weekend. Oh, God damn. I'd say the thing that I think is the difference between like eco at full speed and then fast at like 20-30% acceleration is the torque difference. Is the bit that drains the battery. However, I was just about to put my longboard back to go put it on charge. So I just kind of left it by the door because Dad rang me as I came in. And I heard this rattling noise as I was rolling it, and then this screw fell out, right there, which I believe is one of the ones that holds the motor. I think I've had one of these screws come out before, because I didn't put it in tight enough, because it's this weird thing where you're not supposed to put it in too tight, because you could like fuse the motor together, which isn't good, but also tight enough to hold the motor on in place in the first time. So that's fine. But then here, look, is one belt. So this is the first one I put in. The tension on that is basically how I originally set it. The tension on this one is now really loose. I'm assuming because this is now like moved forward because it's no longer got that screw in it. But if you look at it, look at this line that's like been carved into it somehow, like all the way around. You see that? That's mental. So careful, yeah, boys. But just be. God damn, that belt, man. I can't believe that. I can't believe that either. That was loose enough. Well, I mean, to be fair, I did do 30 miles on it, but it came out as I got back. I even checked this like a couple of times on the way there. And also, look at how like dirty the. This is what I mean about how the other tyres. Look at the dust on that, man. That's picked up from the path. So that all like gets in the bearings and stuff. God damn it. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? We are going to have to take a look at what caused that. About time I got my hair cut, so I've come into town to get my hair cut and sort that out. I'm also pondering, figuring out stuff and things that I want to do. Got like quite a lot of stuff coming up that I need to like plan in and try and figure out how much time I've got, and then I think I've basically lost sight of a goal, and that's why I'm finding it difficult to stay in my sleeping pattern or do other things, you know. I'm trying to figure out if I can get some kind of goal and focus, you know, and just start wiggling. Let's just start moving on things, because I've not moved on anything, and that's the mistake I've made, basically. So I'm in town trying to figure out how to buy more bus tickets to go on the way back. So in my ticket wallet, I've got a load of ones for the Bath Park and Ride. That's cool. Obviously I'm in Bristol now, so you go to buy tickets and you go, okay, so adult tickets, Bath Inner Zone, Bath Inner Zone, Bath Inner Zone, all of it's Bath. How do I get it to change to Bristol? I've been through every single part of this app trying to figure out where it is, and can you see? It's on this page. Is it in the ... menu where it used to be? No. Is it in that menu? Can you change your area in the where you place to buy it? No. See that where it says first bus region just there? Tap that and it don't do shit. Tap that little white line there though. Oh, there it is. I had an afternoon of basically trying to get like my plans in order. I was kind of like brainstorming, trying to get some kind of like logical route. There's a lot of things I want to do, not all that much time to do it in, and a logical way to lay out how I do those kind of things so that I can do it in the most efficient way possible, basically. I've been trying to figure out how that works. Got that all sorted and tasked up and all digitised. We cooked some dinner, which was a tagine, which was actually really nice. I remember having them in Morocco and thinking they were really good, and saying we should always do it, and then it came as one of the free samples in the spice box things we get. And then we had an evening of like watching Gogglebox and stuff, and I have been looking at CMS framework things, what's-my-jigs, and I've been balancing up two different things. I was balancing Prismic and Graph CMS from the GraphQL fame. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of GraphQL. And I was locking down on Prismic. I set myself up with an account and everything. And I'm like, this is the boy. And then I realised that it's basically just a blog engine. And I'm like, I don't want that. God damn it. What I want is something similar to Contentful. And GraphQL, GraphCMS seems to do exactly that. The one downside is the free version, you need to put like a watermark on your site. And there's like a limit on the number of operations you can do per month, but I don't think I'll hit that limit. And if you go over that limit, then you can like basically pay, like drip feed small amounts of money in that won't appear. It's $30 a month to run the one without the watermark, which I'll probably do at some point, but I don't need to do it yet, especially not during development. But my basic plan is to try and run through the stuff, basically have this one thing feed the things that I'm trying to make, which there are multiple of them. I've been looking up ways to host it and all that kind of stuff, and it's basically just a case of start. What I'm basically going to do is create 3 sites, all of which have some kind of blog underneath them. They're going to be Razor Pages sites, because they don't need to be anything clever yet. And if they ever do, then I know how to turn them into an Angular site or use Vue, depending on what it is that I need. So I've got a plan of attack. I also need to publish my assets project, my like styles project, onto a CDN. Because at the moment I've just got to host them separately, because it's got all Vue stuff in and Angular stuff in actually as well, which is fun. So, but anyway, that's going well. I feel like I've got a target. I've got something to aim at. So while I'm running things on my project on Atlas, I have this to play around with on my laptop. And that should be fun. You see? I'm kind of enjoying getting to play with some new stuff, because like the things we've been doing at work recently are just kind of like iterative of the same stuff to a certain extent. And it's like interesting to get to play with some new technologies. So I've been playing around with obviously Angular, and a load of styling stuff, GraphQL, these boys, Razor Pages, all of that malarkey, and it's really good fun. I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and microservices, which we obviously stopped doing at work a while ago. Yeah, I'm having a whale of a time. I really am. Just had a bit more of a play, and GraphCMS is exactly what I want. Beautiful. It's late. I'm going to play a little bit of Xbox though, and then go to bed. Thanks. A little bit of programming today, which is good. We've figured out all of the caching stuff for communicating with this third party, which I need to do because I need to cache all the clients that talk to it. That is now finished. We then went shopping, picked up some shiz, and then I've been sorting out videos. So I've now scheduled all of the videos up until, well, not all of them. I've made all of the videos that I need to make between now and whatever I need to do. Hopefully when I'm catching up it should just be really quick. I can literally just bam 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 upload one a day and I'll be caught up. There aren't that many videos between here and the one I'm uploading next week. So yeah, I've like literally, you know, because they're so big. Work has begun on building up some of the stuff that I'm working on that isn't my like core product. So out of the number of things that I've like, my laptop is working away on some like less important things that still need to be done, and then I have my evenings spent with Atlas working on other things. I've started that. I'm looking into building a GraphCMS client for C#. It's going to be relatively limited, obviously, because GraphQL. We have one of these like for Contentful, which makes sense. But the way that it builds, I've been like diving into GraphCMS. It doesn't quite build in a similar way. You kind of like build entire pages with it, a bit like the other one, but it's better than what's the other one? Primsico, something like that. It's a bit like that, but it's just a bit better. It's a bit more flexible. So it doesn't like make sense to build it in a similar way to how we have at work, where you like build a page with all of this stuff and then just kind of reference a number of headings, a number of like buttons and all that kind of shit. It kind of makes sense to just build a specific page and build that content model, and in which case does it make sense to have a type safe version of it Probably not. What it does make sense for is blogs, so that I can just hammer that down, basically, get that all sorted. I also want to look into building around some kind of caching layer so that I can cache it. I'm working on like a C# caching stuff. Otherwise, watching a series of unfortunate events, that's great. My battery's dying. I'm about to go to bed. Go to bed early because I want to wake up at 2. I'm going to hit this week right in the face, really hard. I'm refocused. Let's do it. Pretty productive like last night. I managed to get through to the point where I'm now communicating properly with Visual Studio Online. I was struggling to figure out was a way of testing the credentials, because most things I can do on the front end, all the validation I can do on the front end, but that is a specific back end thing which will just throw an error. So I was trying to figure out a way of doing that, and then I was like flip-flopping about how I've kind of built my UI to be a bit more flexible than my back end. I'm like, should I loosen up the back end? I effectively think not. So I'm going to change the way the UI works. I've got a couple of lists of things, but it was like a really productive sesh. I was like 2 and a bit hours in, and I'm like, it must be time now. I've got so much done. Oh shit, I've got another hour, boy. Yeah, I have the fundamentals of how to test the credentials. I just haven't done it yet. I figured out like literally everything except the API call, and then it was time to go to bed. So otherwise, going in, new week, I'm going to smash out I need to deploy a couple of bugs into dev today, and I need to finish off this regression bug that I've been working on for a while, but I get so little time because I get so like pulled from pillar to post for a load of other problems that it takes me forever to do like the slightest thing. It's really quite annoying, and it's actually quite a big thing as well, in fairness. It sounds quite minor, but it's actually quite a big rewrite underneath, so we're moving it into an Ajax request instead of a full page reload, because of Vue. God damn it, Vue. Well, I spent my entire day today doing automation tests, which is fun. I actually really like doing automation tests. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm probably going to do some in the morning, tomorrow morning. Just try and get them over the line. We're just trying to push these automation tests. We've moved them from one place to another place, and we're in this weird limbo where we're effectively without automation tests until we've moved the majority of the good ones across, but they've got like quite a lot of upgrading to do. It's not at the standard that we thought they were, so we're doing quite a lot of upgrading. We're changing how they look, making them a bit more reliable, driving the data in a different way, writing them a different way. So it's effectively a rewrite, but we're using all of the same like page models and stuff like that. We're working on that. We're about to get it over the line. So I'm gonna, like I say, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time working on that tonight, / after dinner. Depends. Otherwise, I'm waiting for Laura. I'm just cooking dinner. I almost made dinner for earlier than I was going to, because I thought she was cycling, but she's not. She's on the bus. So I was like, ah, shit, take the water off of the hob. We don't need that yet. But yeah, so that regression bug got like backseated a little bit, although I did manage to deploy some of the other bug fixes through, so that was good. I was happy about that one. Yeah, so tomorrow we need to finish off the automation scripts, which is gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be worth it, boys. I have to work on it overnight, but I did kind of like half promise that I would. So I'm gonna look at it. The sooner we get it, like I say, the sooner the better. It's benefit on all parts, and then I can show the testers are a bit like not happy about it. So the sooner we get it in front of them, be like, look, this is what we mean, the better, basically. Shopping was done. I've been hankering some Stroop waffles for ages. I've got someone at work has been to Amsterdam a couple of times now and brought back Stroop waffles, and they are gorge, and I've just been like craving them to crave it, like properly just craving them. Really bad. Good sentences, James. Good elaboration. So I've been like hunting them down. No, and what it was, I saw them in Cafe Nero, and I'm like, £1.50 for 2. Jesus Christ. But I've managed to get a pack from Sainsbury's, and that's so good. Also, we've changed Sainsbury's recently because we have started going to this. They're both the same distance apart. One takes slightly longer to get to. The one we're now going to takes slightly longer to get to, but it'll be the supermarket we go to when we move. So we are going to that one, and it's so much better. It's so much better. It's like, I think they're both 6 miles away from where we currently are, something like that. But one of them is 6 miles away on the motorway, so it's quicker. which is why we've always been going to the other one. But it's just like, they've got proper stock. It's all like there. God damn it. It's much better. Otherwise, just been like Monday. Busy. And all that crap. I am going to shoot off to bed though. Waking up in 3 hours. So I need to go to bed and go to sleep fast. I'm going to end this video as well. What's going on this week? I don't actually have a lot going on this week particularly. Just work. All work, no play. Jamie has a dull day. But we are trying to like stay on top of stuff. We're trying to be, it's willpower. Absolute willpower. Just drive. Just to be like push through everything. So that's the plan of attack there. Tests that I was going to do overnight. It looks like Thingy says that he's got most of them, except for one that we haven't even done yet. So I think I might actually save that one to kind of do as a, here's how we do it, kind of like demo essentially. Because I've got to show everyone else how it works. So I might save it, not sure, but I think I might do that. Anyway, battery's dying, so go. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.